Hey everyone, I'm Garrison and welcome back to the channel. So today, finally, I'll be doing my first listen / full-on review to my man's Nam Woo Hyun, as some of you may already know, of Infinite and his fourth mini album with, of course. Now, first of all, I want to deeply apologize for being extremely late to this album review. I mean, to be fair, I've been late to a lot of album reviews, and also at the same time I haven't covered a lot of album reviews, and at the time it's just managing with studies and the YouTube in general and all these K-pop releases. I remember, like, you know, 5 years ago, these releases wouldn't be like so non-stop like this, but yeah, it was just so great to have Nam Woo Hyun release new music back in October of last year of 2021. And from what I'm seeing here for his fourth mini album he has an intro track, and then he has 4 B-sides. So prepare yourself, guys, get a snack, get a drink, whatever you need, and let's just dive into this album review now. Alright guys, so for the first track we have here is the intro track, of course, called With. Now keep in mind, I do have a cough drop with me. I've said this in my last couple of videos, been under the flu, going through allergies, various things, but luckily I've recovered from the flu and nothing too crazy happened to me per se back at the original setup. But let's just dive into the intro now. Really love hearing like the ambiance of like a cafe or a crowd of people, and just hearing this guitar now. Ooh. What a warm, like, trumpet or trombone brass instrument. That's a saxophone. Yeah. Love the bass guitar in this. Woo! Smashing of the glass. There's trumpets again. Still going on with the saxophone as the main highlight and centerpiece of this intro. And it wraps up like that. Wow, what an intro track. Immediately I can just think and harken back to my days of playing the saxophone back in school, the tenor sax, more to be more specific, and I felt like this was great alto sax or saxophone work in general, being the main centerpiece of this intro track called With, obviously kicking things off before going into the title track, Common Passion. Really loving the consistency that I'm seeing with the Need and 12 on the intro, as much as they did for the title track, of course. And from what I've seen, the Need and 12 has worked quite a bit with Nam Woo Hyun from this fourth mini, from in the title tracks, in the previously prior to this Common Passion. But I think everything is consistent, and it's a good, like, change of scenery per se, because when you're working with different songwriters and artists, because if in case you didn't know, the 12 is artist himself. He's an R&B artist, but he's been venturing off quite heavily into hip-hop, which is pretty cool as well. But aside from that, guys, let's just get into the next track now. So this track is called Lonely Night. Now, as I was pulling this up, I noticed that he ended up promoting this B-side for the live stages and such, and even the showcase, if I recall correctly. We love to see it. There's always has to be a reason why you're promoting a certain B-side, and I'm sure of it. It's Nam Woo Hyun himself, and it's just great song choice selection as always. But seeing who's working with Nam Woo Hyun on this track here called Lonely Night, I'm seeing Seon. I'm still familiarizing myself with, as Seon has worked with artists within the Woollim atmosphere. I'm talking about Lovelyz in the past. I'm talking about Golden Child. One notable, a huge notable, is Fly High by Dreamcatcher, one of my all-time greatest favorite title tracks out there. And then we got in the works of Lee Min Young. Lee Min Young has worked with quite a bit of significant K-pop artists as of recently, like ITZY, so on and so forth, but I haven't dove into those tracks yet. Gotta do a lot of catch-up work, but enough talk. Let's get into Lonely Night now. Ooh. Love a bit of these shaker sounds at the start here. Strumming of the guitar in the back. I have a good feeling about this song, guys. Love the snare work in this. Ooh, I gotta turn this up. Whoa. Wow. Love the pacing in this song, like tempo wise, but just the overall vibe to it. Like, it's a very well seasoned, so Nam Woo Hyun himself. And I definitely think it's his vocal delivery in this and the ad-lib work. The little trap sound hi-hats there. Wow, that percussion work is made me go crazy in my mind. Yep. That's strumming in the right side. It's mastered like that. And that drop. See what I'm saying with the ad-libs? Yep. Oh, this bridge here. Oh, where's this taking us? Yeah. And I just love that sort of echoey effect, the vocal layering added into it as well. And how he just serenades us. What a magical song, guys. Seriously, I love the overall length and duration of this song. It just, every time when Nam Woo Hyun comes through with a new track, I'm like, sure, as of recently, he's been messing with more and more genres. But Lonely Night here, this is another significant side that I truly love about Nam Woo Hyun himself, is doing more of these steady paced songs or more upbeat than usual per songs compared to his contemporary ballads, right? But for Lonely Night here, this truly reminded me of the times where I sort of like first listened to Nam Woo Hyun. And the reason why I say that, it's because admittedly, there are times where I look back upon the good old Infinite days and all the members and their songs. I do that when it comes to Infinite. I do that when it comes to B1A4. I do that for many of my favorites. I do that for Icon. It just goes on, and it's based on feel and nostalgia. But there's only select few artists, select few individuals that I come back and like, wow, this just feels so magical. And I've emphasized this in the past before. Nam Woo Hyun, Kim Sung-kyu, and Infinite as a whole were one of the few groups initially that got me into K-pop. But more specifically talking about Nam Woo Hyun, there's this very wholehearted delivery coming through, of course, and just the emotion that he conveys in his vocals is a difficult thing to do. But the fact that he did that in this song, Lonely Night, yet I feel like a sort of this emotional attachment to the song as well. It's sort of like a lovely night drive song per se. I can't necessarily say it's like a overjoyous song by no means, but it really suits that night drive feel to it, especially with the echoing, the vocal layering that adds so much. And this is what I'm talking about when you have a well-seasoned song, okay? Sure, you got the backbone of the song, whether it's, with the percussion instruments and, of course, the snares or the bass or 808s or the synths. I just love the steady pacing to it, keeping the steady pace, and then the added percussion instruments slightly here and there, the nuances that add so much to it. But what also seasons the song well is Nam Woo Hyun himself with the vocal layering and the added ad-libs. So we're gonna have to dive back into this. Let me take a quick sip right here. Got to stay hydrated and stuff, and more liquids, especially when you're not feeling well. But yeah, bring it back up here. Initially, I hear this sort of hi-hat shaker percussion work, a little sampling here at the start. And I just love how the guitar is just in the far back right there, in the distance. It's not in the forefront. And immediately I gotta point this out right away. The fact that I've seen this time and time again when it comes to Nam Woo Hyun or Infinite, there's just these standard arrangement tracks, and I don't mean that in a bad way by any means. Like verse 1, right? Pre-chorus, chorus, then verse 2, yada yada yada. But what truly makes this song magical is Nam Woo Hyun himself, and then when it comes to an Infinite track, it's more beyond the instrumental and the beats and everything that sets up artists. It sets up the artist, but then they really take it to a whole nother level, you know what I'm saying? This strumming on the right side, and the more and more the ad-libs. A little bit of that drum work here to really transition it. Like a timpani or some sort of light epic drum work there. And on and on. Man, always loved my man's Nam Woo Hyun's like range. You can truly do it all. And then just the small ad-libs here. I'm so lonely because of only you. So good. Bit of the hi-hats there. Right? Nothing's overly complicated, and I just love how time and time again Nam Woo Hyun is like the centerpiece of the song, you know what I'm saying? You don't need anything too intricate, okay? If anything, you know, like, if you have a good song, you have a good song, but if it's meaningful and there's just something special about it, whether it's the artist behind the track coming through and conveying something, or going far and beyond, conveying emotion and even more. So good. So beautiful. The drum and snare work was so well done in this, though, admittedly, I gotta say. There's that drum transition again. More and more on and yeah. And then this bridge, one of the huge highlights in this song. I'm gonna need a cough drop here soon. But baby, all I need is you. The reason that makes me live forever. Wow, of course there's some lost in translations when it comes to lyrics and these lyrics and such, but I just love how contrasting this is, but it complements the overall song so much with this bridge. And then builds up. One of my newfound favorite B-sides from Nam Woo Hyun, admittedly, honestly. Even in your dreams, hold my hand. See, like, and to really wrap things up, no, like, how he brings it up, brings it back down, man. So memorable upon first and second listen, and I just sense a lot of longevity to this song, as I sense with many Nam Woo Hyun tracks and songs, guys. But let's just get into the next B-side now, shall we? So this next track is called Somehow My Diary in brackets. Now, I am quite interested in this track as well, as I'm seeing KZ and Nathanias. KZ and Nathanias has worked with many of my favorite artists, the likes of Aizu1, and the list truly goes on, especially when it comes to KZ. I mean, I've covered Yunha's album as of recently, but beyond that, prior to that, the original full album that she put out, in theory. But yeah, I'm sure this one's gonna be good. I'm just interested in how the vibe of it and what genre he took with this for My Diary, or somehow here. So let's just get into it. Love this. The keyboard or piano work here. Yeah, this keyboard work. This hi-hats. Snapping. Still have scars here. Ooh. The lyrics in this song, though. Love that, like, upright bass, or that bass work in this. So much. Or a double bass. Wow. I just love the overall jazzy feel to this, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, those synth strings? Oh, here we go again. That's how he hits those notes. Night that reminds me of you. I just remember your eyes. Ooh. But this song really cuts. That guitar work too. Quite sing-alongable. This is piano chords though. But every time I see this line as time goes by, it's getting clear. The painful ending between you and me, it's rushing like a wave. Ooh. Whoa! I think of you, I miss you. Oh, that sticks. That ending there sticks so much. Slightly different than your standard song structure and arrangement, I've got to say. Like, first of all, I really love the ending to this song. The outro really wraps things up so much and connects to the meaning of this song, right? So actually want to dive in this song right away, because if anything, this song just reiterates everything of how I feel about Nam Woo Hyun. And as I said for the previous track. So let's just get back into it. I'm just gonna point things out as I go here. This night makes me think of you more. So I think this is something on the lines of thinking about the past, right? With the significant other one. But it suddenly comes in his mind, as he says here, I don't know why either. Have you ever had those moments when you're doing something and all of a sudden something gets on your mind of the past or something that shouldn't be on your mind? That's what I feel like he's really pointing out here with KZ and Nathanias. More specifically, KZ being doing the lyrics for this song and talking about the significant other one coming on my mind. But yet, there's still scars here within, you know, those memories and stuff. Wow. This plucking of those synths. Love the percussion work here. But I think there's three huge highlights here. Nam Woo Hyun himself, the piano chords, and definitely that double bass or that upright bass work that's going on in the song that makes the song feel quite jazzy with it. Yeah, right here. Or it's that, I don't think that's a bass guitar. Some sort of bass though. Really love this transition right here. The sudden like chime, some sort of percussion instrument or whatnot, but whew. You could sense that emotion. This is exactly what I've been saying about Infinite, Nam Woo Hyun, all of them, all the members of Infinite. You could sense that emotion, that hurt, that pain, you know? And it's like, oh, it's like I almost felt that. It's even though I haven't been in this position necessarily, I'm feeling what Nam Woo Hyun's singing out upon, you know? Everything feels like a dream at the moment of breakup. Bit of a hi-hat work, but woo, very delicate when it comes to the delivery. Ooh. And how that guitar chimes in here with the piano, so good. As I've mentioned, nothing intricate, laying the foundations for Nam Woo Hyun, and he's just doing his thing. And I notice even here, there's a bit of that. Bit of that, yeah, guitar. I thought it was a brass instrument there almost. Okay, definitely that guitar work. I'm sensing that double bass or upright bass with that bass guitar. And we're getting into one of my favorite parts of the song here, the outro. How he takes it up a notch and really comes through with it. So beautiful. Nothing new here. This is like true craftsmanship at its finest. The ad-libs and I think of you. Yeah, he repeats this line of I think of you, I miss you. Wow, and just wrap it up, make it super memorable. It's hard to put a favorite here. I'd have to say, you know, this is like so far my second favorite. I'm loving all these tracks so far, so let's just keep the train going and let's get into the next track now. So this next song is called Alone. Now, I'm not that familiar with everyone working behind the scenes with Woo Hyun on this, but seeing him doing the lyrics solely is everything and very notable. I tend to gravitate a lot to his very self-written lyrics and songs and such, but let's just get into Alone now. Whoa! That intro here. Definitely that piano work. The layering is so great at the start here, but very mysterious with this trumpet at the back, or brass instrument. Try to be calm. Ooh. Love the groove to this song. These lyrics though. Quite alluring, I've got to say. The drum kits. Your eyes that I don't reject when I approach you. The sound of my heart. Ooh. Those synth strings in the back though. But here comes the ad-libs again. But the layering, as always. And even without the lyrics, I just have a sense of what he's conveying in terms of the message. I gotta turn this up. Yeah, I'm not mistaken. There's definitely brass instruments in the song. It's just in the far back. Yep, that's the trumpet that you're hearing. And those muted drum kits, so good. Where do I even begin with Alone here? I knew there was brass sounds in this. I just couldn't identify whether it's a muted trombone, muted saxophone, a muted trumpet. But I feel like it's that mute on the end of the trumpet, or some sort of effect on the trumpet if this was done digitally, of course, as a trumpet and such. But absolutely love just the overall vibe and ambiance to this song, the feel to it. Quite alluring per se, you know, and just straight serenading us as always, but in a different manner, like for a significant other one. And I just feel like he puts out the message so well with the lyrics. And I really want to talk about this because I talked to my friend about songs that sometimes include English lines quite unnecessarily, just the purpose to fill lines up, and the song ends up not making sense, or it just sounds quite off per se. Now, mind you, in the realm of K-pop, with English lines, they don't necessarily always have to make sense, but when it takes away from the song, that's a different whole conversation and discussion. Now, Alone here, I feel like the English lines that Nam Woo Hyun provided work as a whole with all the other lines that he's put out in Korean. And I think it links so well with the overall message to this song as I'm reading these lines, as he's singing this, and he's doing his vocal techniques as simply as that, and the vocal layering that's coming through, and the ad-libs, like all in all, what's not to love about this song? Seriously, guys. I'd say tied with my second, or even first, as a matter of fact, favorite song. I don't want to spoil what's my favorite song right now. I mean, I think it was clear with the first track, but maybe it's going to change over time, because that's what happens when it comes to first listens of albums, and I feel like you got to give albums run for their money, like a solid 2.5 weeks, and to get a sense, oh, is this my all-time greatest album? Sometimes upon first listen, though, it just has that legendary feeling or golden feeling that, like, yes, this is so up my alley in terms of taste. But all in all, this is up in my alley in taste, genre-wise. Every single track on this album, including his title track, of course. But let's just dive back into this. Let me take a sip here, and we'll dive back into it. This is a start to a song that I totally wouldn't expect from him, and I like how it starts like this. I don't care if anyone stops me. I just love the high notes of the piano or keyboard at the end of there, like just in the back there. The muted trumpet that you hear here at the start. So it's super evident at the end, but it's just there in the back throughout this song. It's crazy. It adds so much to it. It adds more of that warmth in the song. Those muted drum kits. Now we're in the groove of things with that rhythm guitar, and everything just comes into play so well. This line here where he says, "Your eyes that I don't reject when I approach you, the sound of my heart, I can't be alive." One of my favorite lines. The swirling strings. But yes, great rhythm, great tempo to this song, great lyrics. The genre, the instruments are just so up my alley. I don't care if anyone stops me. Man, this room is getting warm. That "you don't know" delivery is so satisfying. It just makes me think. It just makes me think almost. I want to hear more songs that are not only like solely done lyrically and written by him. I would like to see someone else to come into play and really, don't mean this in a bad way, but really come through and say, hey, come through with these certain lines that make it even more sensical. Like Alone, like I said in the past before, in the previous track, I believe, if I recall correctly, when he comes through his vocals, I sense the sort of message and mood with the emotions that he's providing in the song, the vocal delivery, obviously. But then when I read the lyrics, I'm like, okay, I sense more of the meaning and message. And mind you, not all songs always have a meaning and message. Sometimes it only has a meaning, sometimes it only has a message. Sometimes it doesn't have anything of those things at all, but yet it's still good. But I feel like if someone comes into play here and works with Nam Woo Hyun side by side, he could really come through with something very spectacular that would not only connect with us In Spirits fans, you know, and people who started K-pop in the very early gen stages, but also beyond that in the current days. Obviously, genre is an important thing when it comes to K-pop, and these genres that Nam Woo Hyun doesn't always link up, you know, to this current day and age. Now, mind you, I know a good amount of people in this current day and age, and people in the younger generation above me, younger ones like my cousin and stuff, mess with these kind of genres as well, whether it's ballads or 80s, you know, genres like disco, 90s, like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like if someone came into play side by side with him, like worked hand in hand in terms of lyrics, something special can truly happen. And I'm not saying like, oh, just have someone like KZ or anyone come and take the wheel and do everything, but like someone to provide that guidance for these English lines. Now, don't get me wrong again here. You don't necessarily need English lines to add to a song. Like, I love a lot of tracks and songs by Infinite or Nam Woo Hyun that are full-on Korean or heavily Korean-based lyrics and stuff like that. But I feel like when he comes through with a song like this, if someone comes into play and like the A&R or whoever's behind the scenes helping out Nam Woo Hyun could really think it out and say, hey, let's bring in someone into play and try to experiment and add more to it. And I feel like with his releases, you know, especially the previous one, if I recall correctly, with that title track with Juno Flow, I was felt like, wow, this is something that I really dig from Nam Woo Hyun himself. Like, Woo Hyun coming through with the very upbeat tracks or steady pace tracks, I totally vibe with. I always vibed with his ballads or pop ballads and stuff like that. But the things that like tend to be more upbeat and stuff, it's just a refreshing feel. You know what I'm saying? But this is a song that you honestly just can't go wrong with, right? Easily my second or tied with my first favorite song on this mini album, hands down though, guys. Like, I really love these lines here. It's not over, over, it's not over, over, oof. Very delicately delivered. Yeah. Now this Olata Rata, I think that connects with the Korean lines here when it comes to the ad-libs, so that works for sure. And then the Anya, yeah. But no. Just am such a sucker for these more jazzier classical feels. And you sort of sense that pattern when it comes to the tracks on this album. The endings, the outros, the final choruses in his songs on this mini album wrap up the respective songs so well. That guitar just adds so much with the brass sounds, the trumpets. Oh, wow. So good, but let's just get into the next track now. Alright guys, so the final track we have here is called A Song For You. To power this through, I got another cough drop here. But what I find interesting about this song is it's not the same song, right? From his previous songs like a couple years ago called a Song For You, right? I'm pretty sure it isn't. There's no way it got implemented in this. I'm gonna have to find so for myself, but I'm seeing that he worked with Jerry Carrot on the lyrics for this. So I find that quite interesting in terms of the timing. I was talking about working with someone hand in hand in terms of lyrics, but yeah, let's just get into it. Oh, whoa, I'm already loving this. This is literally answering all of my wants in the previous track at the very end I was talking about. Not for that previous track, but in general. This really has a very refreshing feel to it so far. Just with that strumming work and his vocal delivery in this. Snare drums. Woo. Wow, I definitely didn't predict that the final track would have this feel to it. Woo. Yes. The percussion work and strumming. Wow! Here comes the epic drums and the snare drums in combination? Ma. And the strings here. That guitar work. That electric guitar work. That plucking of the guitar on the right side is phenomenal. And the chords here. The energy is just so infectious in this. My love, dream for my life. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is a song that I could listen to any time of the day. A constant electronic strumming, or a plucking, I should say, or those synth strings. I feel like there's heavy use of synth strings, and they're always done differently throughout all these tracks. But A Song for You, very energetic with it. It has a lot of feel-good vibes to it, and I just love how refreshing and fresh this song sounds, right? It's this type of song that is sort of a pick-me-up song, or a song that really helps you power throughout the week. I could really feel that. I wish I took a listen to this album earlier, and honestly, like I said, you know, busy with time, life things, studies. Now that things are more freeing up slowly but surely, A Song for You is a song that I could see myself listening throughout many seasons, throughout all the seasons in a year. Seriously, guys. This is what I'm saying, you know? Thanks to, like, Jerry Carrot, if I recall correctly, working hand in hand with Nam Woo Hyun on this track. I feel that connection in this song so much. I mean, like I said, when you have good production is one thing in a song, but the fact that if you can do a great arrangement to it, not only that, come through with meaningful lyrics, but also sensical lyrics, and really provide that mood and really come through and go far and beyond the respective artist, which is Woo Hyun himself here. It's just like, wow, you can just blow it out of the water, right? This makes me think, you know, a lot of these tracks, I would say majority of these tracks, I feel like had that either A, title track potential, B, B-side promotion to it for like a live stage or something. I feel it. I really feel it. And it goes to show you, you know, how far like Nam Woo Hyun has shown and proved his skill set. And I'm just so glad that he's still doing his thing. He's still, you know, showing off his craft, yet pivoting and utilizing different genres as a soloist. Because I feel like a lot of people need to understand having an idol boy group, an idol girl group, vice versa, is one thing. But when you're going solo, it is even more difficult to A, establish your identity, 2, be consistent with it, 3, really procure it, and really build off and advance your style and what you're truly known for, and do something unique and special with it. And that's what I always felt about Infinite. But when the certain members went solo and stuff, I'm like, yes! I love these true colors that are shining, that I heard in the brief moments of the golden days of eras of Infinite. And Nam Woo Hyun here, A Song for You, another favorite. So let's just get back into it here. Strumming lightly, just do, like, come on. But you and another whirlwind in the forest, I'll take you to the end of the blue sea. This you can fly high then. Those epic drums. But that constant like strumming is so addictive. Those epic drums again. Added in the snare drums. The build up. Good balance between the English lines brief here and there and the Korean lines at the same time. This is what I'm talking about. All my wants were met just like that. Incredible. Yeah, those synth strings that are going through. That electric guitar work in the back there, ripping up the electric guitar. Hear that closely? Yeah. A song for you. The overall breakdown, the tambourine work in the back. Come on. These lyrics are just literally so beautiful, especially you make my life colorful. A song for you. It's so great because he's like, Taiko Mahan, Serenade. It's so cool how I was talking about, like, throughout the past songs, he's just simply serenading us, and now he's talking about this sweet serenade. I can dance with the light. The sing-along factor to it. And that electric guitar. Song for you. Yeah, I gotta get this. Yeah. Chord progression. Jeez. Another magical song by Woo Hyun, honestly. Just has that feel and effect to it, really. A song for you. How he pours out his whole entire heart on this song. Yeah. Yep. This is a song for you. So good, guys. But to wrap things up, let me break things down with what a jazzy, warm feel type of song with an intro track that connects so well with calm and passion. But then we move on to Lonely Night. Lonely Night, I think hands down, is my favorite B-side on this 4th mini album. And I might go as far and say tied with the title track Common Fashion. And that's honestly, guys, just due to taste and preference-wise. We all have our favorites. We all have our taste in certain genres and artists, you know what I'm saying? And Lonely Night just sticks out to me like so much, especially the emotion tied along to that song. But then we bring it to Somehow My Diary. I felt like that was truly done so well. KZ and Nathanias alone. Then we get the implementation of Nam Woo Hyun in the works of the lyrics. There's a lot to appreciate about that song, but then we ended off with such a bombastic, fun song called A Song for You. maybe linking towards us fans and such, but I think how I put this is Lonely Night, Common Passion at the top, or even Lonely Night at the top. And then I would go like a Song for You, Alone, and Somehow. And obviously with is an intro track. And I just feel like this is a follow-up. I don't know, guys. Let me know if you feel like this was a follow-up of something that he has previously done, but it was like a huge pivot, right, in the genres that he utilized and showcased in this. And I just feel like the title track, it was a nice route to be chill and on. I think the timing and the release of it was great, considering it was in, yes, October, right? It's such a relaxing song. And now let's say if we turn it around and say he came through in the springtime or fall, the matter of fact, I think Lonely Night would have rocked my world, or A Song for You. And I think Alone would have worked as well, depending on the type of season. But I think Song for You, anytime that I can listen to Alone, I could listen to that quite heavily. Lonely Night, quite heavily. Somehow My Diary, quite a bit here and there. I think Somehow My Diary and Alone really based off of mood as much as Calm and Passion. But if anything, when Nam Woo Hyun comes with new music in the future, I would really want to see Nam Woo Hyun and Jerry Carrot in the title track, or anyone like hand in hand in the works with Nam Woo Hyun. I wish he gets more of that, wields more of that creative freedom. Like, sure, I know we should believe that he has a lot of influence in what he comes out with, and he has to have like a say, right, as a soloist. There's no way he doesn't have a say. But all I'm saying is, A Song for You, Alone truly rocked my world in each in their own ways. I mean, obviously Alone not literally rocking my world, but it was special in its own way. But yeah, guys, let me know your favorite songs on this mini album. I think this is truly based on preference wise. I would say though, this is really neck and neck. I think I'd have to have more listens of this album to really say if this is like my second, or tied with my like first like mini my first place mini album that I truly love from Nam Woo Hyun himself. I think I would put this above W, I would say. I think this really connects to how I feel about Nam Woo Hyun, right? But I love how it utilizes so much genres. And I don't think anything of Nam Woo Hyun himself is lost in this by any means, right? I just want more of that influence in the title track next time around, whether it's working with 12 hand in hand, you know what I'm saying? Ah, what a fourth mini album. But as always, guys, be sure to like, share, maybe subscribe, as it helps out the channel so much and just warms my heart connecting with fellow in-spirits in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for everyone who is understanding of my situation and just the delay of things, and how I really need quite a bit of liquids, cough drops to help me power through this first listen, but it was well worth the time, I've got to say, guys. But as always, have a great day, have a good night, have a good afternoon wherever you are. I would give this a strong 9 out of 10, guys. And that's really without bias as well, in terms of genres and the the penmanship that I heard near the end of this song, and just the range that Nam Woo Hyun shows, not in terms of only his vocals, but the range that he shows in terms of genres and what he could do, what he can flex and show off throughout many different songs, but be the forefront, be the centerpiece amidst everything that's going on, the focal point in his songs. But yeah, take care, guys. Helps out the channel if you connect with me in the comment sections down below. I find myself at the time with my studies being difficult connecting with y'all, but I always try my best. You feel me? I always try my best. Stay tuned for an update video where I'll be talking more about my channel, life things, and the direction of this channel, and hopefully in the future I will get on some more Infinite related things and point out some throwback songs per se. As some of you may know, when I promise things, they don't necessarily always come true because I'm really busy and this is not a full-time thing. But yeah, take care, guys. This has been Garrison. As always, love connecting with fellow in spirits, and peace.